Hello students, this would be the next class of your capital budgeting paper. As such, I have explained you already the NPV in my last class, NPV and the method, if at all he has given you before tax, after tax, how you need to do, I have explained you. So today I am going to explain you regarding the PI, that is profitability index. This is very simple. I will just show you what you are going to do. So let's say here you have NPV. NPV is simply total present value, that is annual cash inflows minus the initial investment. Now how you are going to do PI for both the cases? How you are going to do PI is basically profitability index. It's very simple actually. What you're supposed to do over here is profitability index is the next method of your capital budgeting. So what you're going to do is that is annual cash inflows, total annual cash inflows divided by the initial investment you are supposed to do. Instead of subtracting, you are dividing. Initial outlay or initial investment, you have a number of names for that. 1,89,550 divided by 1 lakh. So it will come to 1.895. So if PI is more than 1, accept the project. If PI is less than 1, reject the proposal. So here we got more than 1, so we are going to accept the project. Okay. So this is how you need to do. Here also the same manner, 1,11,235 divided by 10,000, you will get 1.12 something. It's more than 1, so we are going to accept. If it is less than 1, you are going to reject. Now let me move on to the next one. This is PI, very easy as such. So what's next one is, if you come to the here, present value of cash inflows by initial investment, it was the same manner what I have showed you just now. The next one is IRR. This would be the last topic of your capital budgeting, because in my last classes I have explained you regarding the ARR, payback period and profitability index. Today I am going to explain you about and in this class we are going to discuss about the PI as well as the IRR. So the internal rate of return is usually the rate of return that a project earns. So it's nothing but like how payback period. In payback period, we were calculating the number of years it will take to return our investment. The same manner, internal rate of return is nothing but which the project earns as such. So it is defined as the discount rate which equates the aggregate present value of net cash inflows with the aggregate present value of net cash outflows of a project. So there is a point where it equals both of them, that is cash inflows and outflows. That is nothing but the IRR. So in other words, it is the rate at which the project NPV is 0 as such. So let me show you. There are two methods, and one more thing what I want to tell you is, I have given you in my yesterday's class or the table values. Just check out those table values. Those are very important for NPV, PI and IRR. So basically, as I'm saying from the beginning, that there are two methods when cash flows are equal and when cash flows are not equal. When cash flows are equal, these are the steps you need to follow in IRR. The very first step is calculate the payback period. Second step is to look for the two closest values in the A4 table in years 4 as such. These are the table values which I have already given you. So these are very important for calculating the NPV and PI problems. So this was the question. Steps as we were discussing. Calculate the payback period. First of all, when cash flows are equal, you need to calculate the payback period. That is nothing but initial investment by annual cash inflows. You will get some values. So you need to use that value and locate the two closest value to that payback period which you get from the A4 table. Okay. Now select one should be higher value and the other should be lower value. Okay, one should be higher value and other should be lower value, and simultaneously the corresponding percentages also need to be taken. Calculate the IRR. IRR formula is R minus PVO. PVO is nothing but present value of initial investment minus PVLR, that is present value of lower rate, divided by PVLR, that is present value of lower rate minus PVHR, that is higher rate, difference of R assets into difference of R. So let's do a problem on this. Okay, a firm with a required rate of return 10% is considering a project that involves an investment of 16,000, is expected to generate an annual cash inflows of 4,000 each for 5 years. Calculate IRR is our same. So you need to follow all these 4 steps to calculate this problem. So let's start doing this. So I'm going to write down the basic information first of all. Let's take that basic information. What he has given you is, these are when cash flows are equal. He said 4,000 in each for 5 years, he said. So cash flows are equal. Cash flows are equal has been given. So these are 4,000 for 5 years, he said. And initial investment, how much he has given you? Initial investment is 16,000. And number of years has been given as 5 years. R has been given as 10%. That is nothing but the interest rate has been given as 10%. Now we need to calculate the IRR, as I said. So let's start doing the problem. You need to use all the 4 steps. Step 1 is what? Calculate payback period. The formula is initial investment divided by annual cash inflows. So now initial investment, how much he has given you? We can see about 16,000 it is. The denominator will be 4,000. So how many years? 4 years is the payback period. Now what you are going to do is, in A4 table you need to check out the 2 closest values. So now let me show you the A4 table. Here if you see 5th year, you need to check out the 2 closest values. These are the A3 table values. If you go over here, yeah, 5th year you need to check out the 2 closest value to 4 years. Here if you see 4.22 it is, 4.212, 4.1, 3.993. One should be higher, the other should be lower. So these two are apt. If you can see 4.100 and 3.993. You need to take these two values also and the corresponding percentages also. 4.100 belongs to 7 and 3.993 belongs to 8, right? So let's take these two closest values. So what is the next step? As I said, select the 2 closest values. So step 2 is select the 2 closest values. One should be higher, the another to be lower, to 4 years payback period. As we got, as I just said, 8 and 9%, 8 and 7 and 8%. So let's take that to 4.100. This belongs to 7%. If you go back, you will get it in the video. 3.993. This is 8%. One should be higher value, the other should be lower value as the second step. If you can check out over here, what is the thing, as I said in the next step, is look for the two closest values in A4 table. One should be higher value, the other should be lower value, and the corresponding percentage also you need to take it down. So here 4.100 is the higher value, 3.993 is the lower values, and simultaneously you need to take out the percentages also. So over here, now if you see, the higher rate is 3.993 and the lower rate is higher rate is 8%, lower rate is 7%. So what is the next step? He said you calculate the IRR using this. Okay, so PVLR, PVHR, we need, let me write down the formula, then we are going to go for that. Step 4, you can say. Step 2, I have included 3 and 4 in that only, 2 and 3 in that only. Step 3 is calculating the IRR. IRR formula is R minus PV0. This is for whole divided. If you see, R minus PVO minus PVLR divided by PVLR minus PVHR into delta R. So R, let's take the low, now any of the percentages you can take, and simultaneously their interest rates also you can take. Okay, so if you take 7 over here, let's say, you need to calculate 2 times. One is with 8 and the one is with 7. So PVO is nothing but the initial investment. Okay, what has been given, if you see this formula what I have given, PVO is nothing but the present value of initial investment. So here PVO, let me write down over here what is PVO and all. PVO is nothing but he has given you 16,000. PVLR we require. PVLR is nothing but lower rate. So 7% it is. So 4.100. PVHR, that is nothing but 3 point higher rate, 3.993. So here also PVO is nothing but 16,000. Sorry, you need not to take 16,000, but the interest rate 4. PVO is nothing but the thing that he has given you guys. It is basically 4 years, that what we got in the PRR. So 4 minus PVLR is 4.100. So lower rate guys, lower rate, higher rate you need to take simultaneously. Divide by 4.100 minus 3.993. And one more thing what I have to tell you over here is, if you're taking over here 7%, you need to take over here 4.100. That is the corresponding value also. If you're taking 8 over here, the numerator will become HR at that moment. Remember, this is very important. If you are taking 7 over here, you need to take this simultaneously. The denominator will same. In the numerator, the value will be 4.100, the LR value. And if it is a 8%, you need to take 3.993 assets, HR assets. So into the difference. Difference is nothing but 8% minus 7%, the interest rate. So 7 minus, you need to calculate this first of all, numerator 4 minus 4.100. If you do this all, you are going to get some around the value calculated. 4 minus 4.100 divided by 4.100 minus 3.993. If you get some value, multiply with 1 and minus with 7. So you will get 7.9%. So now let's do IRR one more. When R is equal to 8%. same it will come, guys. Our values will come same. Above formula is there, no, so directly I'm going to take down the values now. 8 minus 8 plus you need to take, when there is a higher rate you need to take plus, when there is a lower rate you need to take minus. PVO is nothing but again it is how much? 4 minus 3.993 divided by 4.100 minus 3.993. As I said, if you are taking lower rate above in the question, you need to take it to lower value in the numerator. If you are taking higher rate, you need to take higher rate in the numerator. So here as such we have taken everything is same into 8 minus 7%. So you will get same value 7.93%. Okay, this is what is the one thing. The other, let's move on to the another one. So this is when cash flows are equal. Now let's discuss about the when cash flows are not equal. I'll tell you in the next video. I'll wind up the video over here.